Good evening, good evening, good evening, or whenever this video finds you, let's jump into tonight's daily news. In the middle of responding to a comedian who made a controversial joke aimed at Puerto Rico during Trump's Madison Square Garden rally, President Joe Biden called people that support Donald Trump garbage. Unfortunately for Biden, this comment made everyone forget about the comedian's mistake and instead focus on Biden and the fact that Kamala Harris didn't want to refute or walk back what Biden had to say. For instance, Trump quickly took advantage of the opportunity and decided to do a press conference from a garbage truck. While in the passenger seat, Trump stated, "This is the deplorable comment of Hillary. I think it's worse, actually. For Joe Biden to make this comment is really disgraceful." Now, I have to admit, I did think it was funny seeing Trump go directly from a private jet to a garbage truck. But what he's trying to show the American people is that he loves them, right? In fact, he said about Biden, "How can you be president of the American people if you don't love the American people?" Again, he said, "I don't think 250 million American workers are garbage, but Joe Biden does." Now, it's unfortunate that the sitting president would say such a thing. Now, in response, Biden attempted to explain this as mischaracterization on his Twitter account. He said, "I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump supporters at the Madison Square Garden rally as garbage, which is the only word I could think of to describe it. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable. That's all I meant to say. The comments at that rally don't reflect who we are as a nation." Now, this comedian had nothing to do with Donald Trump. He was trying to be funny. I mean, he's a comedian after all, but calling Puerto Ricans garbage doesn't necessarily fall into all Latinos or all Hispanics because Puerto Ricans are their own people. Now, I know everyone has been questioning if it was smart for Biden to drop out. It's hard to know, right? If you look at the polling data and the favorability rating, Harris has had no major bump higher than Joe Biden. So at this point, I don't think that that was necessarily a good thing. Now, going back to the Puerto Rico thing, Puerto Rico is a wonderful place, and I recommend everybody go and visit. I lived in Puerto Rico for about 2 years, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's called the Island of Enchantment for a reason, and I highly recommend that you go there. Now, I still think it was good for Biden to drop out. After all, he was caught on camera last night biting multiple babies. A photo shoot was set up to let people with young children come to the White House in their costumes with their children and meet the President of the United States. Instead of a fist bump or the traditional kiss the baby on the cheek move, Biden decided to bite a baby on the leg, and then a different baby, and then another baby on its foot. Biden has been reprimanded many times for inappropriately sniffing women and children, but biting them? I don't know. This goes a little bit too far, in my opinion. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. When you hit that like button, it really helps me out. So thank you. I'm just really so grateful for each and every one of you. We're almost to 1.8 million. I never imagined this, so thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Biden can't string a sentence together due to his mental decline. The only explanation for why Harris can't is her lack of experience and knowledge of the political space. Now, I find it crazy that people are bashing Joe Rogan for not interviewing Kamala Harris when he, in fact, gave her multiple opportunities to come to the studio and sit down. Now, Trump immediately switched his schedule and showed up. J.D. Vance immediately changed his schedule and showed up. Together, they have racked up tens of millions of views and listens. If you haven't listened to the Joe Rogan JD Vance, I recommend you do it while you hand out Halloween candy this evening. It will likely go down as one of the dumber things Kamala Harris has done, other than allowing an invasion of our country on the southern border. All right, now Joe Rogan has finally responded to people attacking him, saying you could look at this and say, "Oh, you're being a diva," but she had an opportunity to come here while she was in Texas. I literally gave them an open invitation. I said, anytime. If she's done at 10 o'clock, I'll come back at 10 o'clock. I'll do it at 9 in the morning. I'll do it at 10 p.m. I'll do it at midnight if she's up. So Joe Rogan literally cleared his schedule to accommodate Kamala Harris. The truth is, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. And she knew she couldn't take the heat. This is why Mamala, or Kamala, as we call her, had no intention of ever going on Joe Rogan. Can you imagine her sitting for 3 hours trying to answer questions about her parents, her background, being a middle-class Canadian? Like, she literally grew up in Canada, not the United States of America. So she doesn't have the stamina. She would have fallen asleep. She definitely would have had many word salads. In fact, JD Vance and Kamala Harris each took turns trying to recreate their own Kamala Harris word salad. It was very, very funny. Now, once again, the Trump campaign, they capitalized on this because that's what you do as a leader. You take advantage of opportunities. And JD Vance did the same thing. Overall, I thought an interesting moment from the JD Vance interview was when he was originally supposed to be at the rally where Donald Trump was shot. Now, ultimately, Vance didn't go as Trump decided to hold off on announcing JD Vance as his vice presidential candidate. But he still said the attempt on Donald Trump's life put him and his family into fight or flight mode. He reflected on the moment he found out Donald Trump had been shot. He was mini golfing in Cincinnati, Ohio. He threw his kids in the car, went home, and stood guard at the door of his house. I mean, this guy literally thought he might be hunted down as well. I remember this being a pretty scary time. You probably do as well, right? I was swimming at a nephew's birthday party when I got the news, and I immediately ran home in order to learn more and cover it on behalf of my community. By the way, did you guys know that video got 7.6 million views? It's my biggest video ever. Crazy. So you got to take advantage of opportunity, and that's what JD Vance and Donald Trump did. Now that we are under 5 days until the election, the betting markets are starting to show Donald Trump's odds are trending down, while his momentum in the polls is actually trending up. Now, I figured this might happen as we get closer and closer. It was unrealistic for Trump to have a 34-point lead, but he's gone down a little bit. Now he's closer to a 26-point lead, which is still very impressive. That means that a lot of Americans are banking on the fact that he is going to become the 47th president of the United States. Pretty dang crazy. All right, now I have some big stories I want to share with you, but let me tell you about today's sponsor because I love their products. Now, the 3 largest pharmaceutical companies in the nation are trying to remove a supplement and make it a doctor-forced prescription. And that supplement is NMN. NMN, as it turns out, is an anti-aging supplement. And what Big Pharma wants to do is make it into a prescription so that they can charge higher rates. Now, your body has 35 trillion cells in there, and each of those cells has something called NAD. NMN is a precursor to making NAD function better. Every day you're alive, you have less NAD in your system. A recent Harvard study showed that NMN can help to reduce weight, cholesterol, and even blood pressure in overweight adults. Some are calling this the fountain of youth in a bottle. Now, just last week, Black Forest, alongside the Natural Product Association, sued the FDA to not allow Big Pharma to hijack this and take it away from the American people. They don't want it to become a prescription-only medication. They want it to remain a powerful supplement on the free market. So I'm grateful to them for doing this. Now, they have a really great offer for you that I want to tell you about. Right now, if you buy one bottle, you get one free. You can go to blackforestsupplements.com/Steve. You can click that link down below, or in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that QR code. Feel free to pause this and take a photo so that you can go learn more. But I am grateful to Antonio and Black Forest for sponsoring my channel. Again, I'm going to leave that link down below. This is something that I take. All right, now speaking of medical, did you see that billionaire Bill Gates is being sued and summoned to the Netherlands? There is a lawsuit that alleges that Bill Gates misled people and the public on the safety and efficacy of the COVID vaccines. The country is now trying to decide whether to force Bill Gates to go to the Netherlands for the lawsuit, or whether he can be represented right here in the United States of America. Now, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation put out a press release that he has not been indicted, but they did acknowledge that he is a part of this lawsuit. Now, what I find interesting is right around this same time, Bill Gates secretly donated $50 million to the Kamala Harris election campaign. Now, according to Bill Gates, he never does this, but he felt that he should. That's weird. Why would you just suddenly give Kamala Harris $50 million when you never give people political donations in the past? Well, could this be if you get elected, don't let me be indicted to the Netherlands? I mean, that's what I see. This to me looks like a quid pro quo, right? I'll scratch your back with $50 million today, and you save me from getting my pantsuit off me later. By the way, did you guys know that during the pandemic, Bill Gates put $50 million into the pharmaceutical stocks that he then told you to buy? And just before they came crashing back down, he exited with over $500 million in profits. But I'm sure he was just telling us to get these miracle shots because it would save our life, and not because of the fact that he wanted to literally 10x his money. By the way, Bill Gates is known for buying praise. He gave $300 million to American media companies during COVID. He said there were absolutely no strings attached. He just wanted to support good journalism. Well, wouldn't you know it? The mainstream media never badmouths Bill Gates. And CNN, that receives 70% of all of their income from Big Pharma, never badmouths vaccines and never badmouths Big Pharma. But I'm sure CNN will always do the right thing, the ethical thing, and tell us if there is an issue with Big Pharma. Of course they never would. If you don't think that your news and the media is bought, then you're living under a bridge, because almost all of the mainstream media, including Fox News, gets the majority of their income from Big Pharma. America and New Zealand are the only two countries in the entire world that allow Big Pharma to advertise on the media and tell you to go buy their drugs. All right, now, I want to go back to this Puerto Rico story for a minute, because a comedian said that Puerto Rico is a floating dump in the ocean. Trump said, I don't agree. And in fact, I don't even know who the comedian is. Trump said today, I love Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people, and no president has given Puerto Rico more money than Donald J. Trump. Now, I fact-checked the president, and I looked into this. And it turns out that Donald Trump did give Puerto Rico around $15 billion after Hurricane Maria. Biden only gave around $700 million to North Carolina. 15 billion, 700 million. So you tell me, who gave more money during a pandemic or a emergency situation? I also read that the Puerto Rican government lied to their own people, saying that Trump did not give them enough money or supplies, when in fact, months later, they found entire warehouses down in the southern part of the Puerto Rican island that were full of supplies. It turns out that the government of Puerto Rico lied to the news and to their own citizens in order to extract more money out of the federal government. So Puerto Rico is not a floating dump, but the Puerto Rican government can be a floating dump. Now, I can confidently tell you that because Puerto Ricans themselves will tell you just how corrupt politics is on the island of Puerto Rico. By the way, again, if you get a chance to go down there, it's called the Island of Enchantment for a reason. It really is beautiful. And the food is very, very good. All right, now Donald Trump's legal team announced today they are suing CBS News for $10 billion for unethically altering and editing the Kamala Harris interview in order to swing favor during an election season in Kamala Harris's favor. Now, Trump and his legal team say that this was deception, this was a lie, and tens of millions of Americans were lied to in order to help Kamala Harris. So I'll be honest, I don't know that this is going to go very far, but it was wrong of CBS News and 60 Minutes to deceptively edit her answer about Israel because she looked so stupid on camera. That's the only reason that they did that. It really is the fake news. Let me know over in the comments. Do you think most of the mainstream media is fake news? If you do, I want you to write F. If you don't, then I don't know, maybe write R for real. Real news versus fake news. What I have found is a large portion of the news is completely fake. Pretty sad. All right, now, according to Daily Mail, Kamala's election camp is in a panic as Donald Trump is getting higher early voting numbers than any Republican presidential candidate in history. In fact, Trump is leading almost all of the necessary swing states to win the Electoral College. And the Daily Mail is saying that he is right on the border of winning the popular vote, but according to their analysis, he will win the Electoral College. Now, I tell you this because I see it as very good news, but I'm also telling you this as plain as I can. If you don't get out and vote, these numbers, these predictions, they will not come true. You have to vote. Casey and I voted. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to shake the camera. Casey and I voted. We voted for Trump and we got it in, and we're really proud of that fact. So get out there and vote. Unless you want more of the same Joe Bidenomics, Bidenomics will translate into Kamalanomics. If you love having an invasion on the southern border, you're just going to get more of that under Kamala Harris. In fact, it could be much, much worse. Think about this. If she's in for 4 years and realizes the American people really didn't push back on being invaded and having it paid for with their own tax money, then what would stop her from from just doubling down? That's my worry. All right, now listen to this. This is breaking news, something that has not happened. According to the Daily Mail, Donald Trump, for the first time ever, has taken the lead in the state of New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire is a pretty balanced state, even though they have a Republican governor. However, Donald Trump did not win New Hampshire in 2016 or 2020. And now Now he has taken the lead, according to the Daily Mail. So that's kind of a big deal. Also, they are saying, barring maybe Michigan and Minnesota, Donald Trump is on track to win all of the swing states and is trending towards Virginia and also towards Nevada. Also, they are predicting that he is going to win the state of North Carolina, even though so many of our American brothers and sisters in North Carolina are still heavily affected by the hurricane damage that happened. They are saying that people are voting in large numbers for Donald J. Trump. So this is a big deal. I wanted to share that with you. I don't know. Let me know. Are you guys worried that people are going to be overly confident and say, "Oh, well, if Trump is winning, I don't need to go out and vote"? Or do you think the American people are going to double down and make this thing too big to rig? Let me know in the comments. I'm really hoping they will double down. All right, now, Joe Rogan has finally opened up about YouTube not allowing his video with Donald Trump to be seen or searched. He said, if you Googled Rogan Trump, you could only get clips. You couldn't find the full episode. We reached out to them, YouTube, and they fixed it. But Elon Musk was furious and contacted Daniel Ek at Spotify and worked out with them to put the entire interview over on X. Now it has more views than ever. You can't suppress crap. I don't want to say his words. It doesn't work. People are going to realize what you're doing. This is 2024. If my video isn't trending, then what is? Why is my video not trending? If one show has 36 million downloads in one day, that's not trending. There's no way this was a mistake. It could have been a rogue engineer or something. They're desperate because they had no idea it was going to be that popular. It's a runaway train, and they hate it because they ideologically oppose Trump being more popular. Mass reporting could also have done it, but that's not a symptom of that's a symptom of the left too. Now, let me know over in the comments. They have corrected this, but did any of you try to search for the Joe Rogan podcast over on YouTube and have issues? I searched it and I found it, but I was one of the earliest people when it had like less than 2 million views. And I was able to find it very, very easily. But I guess as the day went on, they were trying to hide it. This is what I don't understand about social media and the mainstream media is people are going to find out. Like if you're a liar or a bad person or you're being deceptive, the truth is going to come out. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm grateful to YouTube for allowing that to be searched. I'm grateful for them allowing my videos to be found. So anyway, I just wanted to hear from you guys. Some of you are saying you were also to the video early. Some of you are saying you could only find clips. Yeah, it's so stupid. Just let people find what they want to watch. Like, quit trying to babysit everybody. We're all adults, right? Like, if I don't like Joe Biden, I don't go searching for Joe Biden stuff. If I don't like Kamala Harris, I don't go searching for it, right? But allow me to find the truth that I want to find. I just think it's so crazy in 2024. All right, now listen to this. And I agree. And let me know if you do as well. But Elon Musk said today, the second Trump presidency will be the most fun America has had in a while. It's going to be awesome. So let me know, do you agree or disagree with Elon Musk? I'm actually really optimistic. I think Trump is going to win. I think that we are going to see changes like we've never seen before. Trump is going to do everything he can to protect the American dollar. Trump is going to do everything he can to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Trump will do everything he can to stop the Israel-Iran situation. He's going to rebuild the military without enriching the military-industrial complex. He's going to work with Bobby Kennedy and others to make sure that we're not being poisoned in our food, that the 1,000 chemicals the FDA allows into the food system, that they are booted out just like they are over in Europe. He's going to close the southern border. They're going to work on making immigration legal and smoother, but we cannot allow 15 million illegal immigrants to come into the country and get better benefits than you and I. We cannot allow illegal immigrants to come in and get better benefits than our senior citizens. If you're over the age of 55 and somebody who's been here for 5 minutes is getting taken care of better than you, I have a problem with that. I can't vote for that. So our country has to be protected. There's only one candidate talking about protecting our country. There's only one candidate that protects Christians in the country, and that's Donald J. Trump. Do I believe he's a great Christian? No, my eyes are open. Do I think he's a horrible human being? No, my eyes are open. Is he perfect? No, my eyes are open. But I think that he's the best chance America has in order to have our freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom of guns, a safe country. We've got to get back to having a border and a safe country. I want this place to shine like Dubai. And until we're as rich and as safe as they are in Dubai, why in the heck are we giving away so much taxpayer money to foreign governments that hate our guts, to fund wars that are just killing people for nothing? It's crazy. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a good Halloween. Hopefully you see a bunch of cute costumes. My doorbell is probably going to be ringing like crazy because I live in Utah, where we have more babies than any other state in America. We are repopulating the country as best we can. Hey, I love you guys. Let me know over in the comments. I'm going to be reading your comments throughout the night. I definitely want to hear from you guys. I love you. If you could, there's 5,300 of you watching right now. Give this video a like. Share it with family and friends. There's a lot of really good news. It also clarifies some of the stupid things that Democrats are trying to spread online. Hey, I love you. Hit that like button. We're almost to 1.8 million amazing truth seekers. I'm going to be going live for 3 or 4 hours on election night. We are ringing this thing in until, hey, stop lying, Stephen, and read this comment. Well, I just read your comment and I'm not lying. You can fact check me and look things up. All right, I love you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you on the next video.